Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome back to Pacific Drive, just cruising around the back roads of the woods. Nothing strange, nothing weird, absolutely nothing unusual happening at all, just cruising. And as usual I spent like an hour or so just tinkering with my car, and I made a couple of discoveries about it actually. Which we'll get to in good order. So, let us begin with this. I think that the two salvageable computer items over there respawn every time you load the save, so infinite amount of that if you want to save and reload each time. And I think this message actually resets every time as well. So I'm fairly sure it does. Anyway, what have you got for me this time? Newsflash! May 16th, 1969. Accountant Alejandro Lopez has reappeared after an 8-year absence, claiming to have no memory of where he's been and no awareness of the amount of time that's passed. This from our reporter, Simon Mew. Okay. So, time loss is also apparently a thing that can happen around here. Anyway, let's see. We need to get the thing from Oppie before we can even access route planning. So I'll pick that up next. The inbox. Here we go. What was this? A limb shield. Don't I already have that? I think I already have that, don't I? No, I have a limb pulse emitter. What's the difference between a limb pulse? Excuse me. What's the difference between a limb pulse and a limb shield? This is a bumper item. Okay.
The old anomalies took up residence in the crossing points. It's not enough to have a shield. The shield itself needs to be shielded.
The energy drain on that shield is massive. It won't last you more than 5 seconds.
Yes, and?
You'll need to recharge on the go, but the Deep Zone's grid is completely dark.
You know, what if we could reroute our power into the Deep Zone? But we'd need to jumpstart the network somehow.
That car is basically the world's most overpowered electromagnet on wheels. The driver induces a current, then you open the electrical floodgates.
They'd have to induce the current the entire way through the old wall while making the crossing and maintaining speed.
I don't know what to tell you. If you don't believe the driver and that car's got what it takes by now, then go back to hunting ghosts. We've got a job to do here.
This could work. Are you in, Francis?
I don't know.
Look, we have a real chance of losing everything at the old wall. I'd like to not fail this far along.
How can we know this will work?
We don't. That's how science works. We form a theory, and we test it, and we fail. And fail, and fail, and only sometimes do we succeed.
Come on, Francis. Please?
Fine. I'll do it.
All right. The team is assembled.
Driver, get on with building that limb shield. We'll work on spinning up the power grid in the meantime.
Okay, so it's a much more powerful shield than our limb pulse emitter to try to survive. We need to be juicing from the power grid, which to me says we're going to be charging from electrical external sources, which means we're going to be taking electrocution damage, so probably a well-insulated vehicle is a good idea there. Luckily my vehicle is semi-insulated as standard these days. The limb pulse shield. There it is, the limb shield needs a couple of circuit boards. 2 kilowatts to activate. Minus 0.25. Battery cost of this prospecting device is significant, but the mesh battery is so obvious that the protection and the suspense of semi-magnetized plasma ions in a rapidly oscillating spinal form would provide a significant physical safeguard. Like duh. Okay. Also notice it's got a different... Oh no, it's got the same kind of colour. Some of these are bright, some of these are... Oh, it's dim because I've not got the materials for it, right. Health 70. Ability. What's the difference between the limb shield and the limb pulse emitter? Like, does the limb shield flat out replace the limb pulse emitter? It's got a different symbol. got more health though. And 0.25 kilowatts to activate versus 2 kilowatts to activate. So I think this is like a hold it and go kind of thing. There we go. Yeah, that is all that it meant. Okay, right, so we've got this. It's blue rather than orange. Okay, so it's a higher tier. Excuse me. So, it's all the limb shield. I do have a slight issue though with the limb shield, and let's actually do some quick refitting while we're at it. So, there have been some changes to the car. And these are the bio headlights rather than the insulated ones. I've got the insulated ones in the trunk in case I want to swap back. But these bio ones I wasn't really expecting to have. They're just normal crystals with a focusing lens and a crystal on the front of it. It looks even more haphazard than usual, so I left it there. The limb pulse emitter got remounted to the front, so the front is looking kind of even more jumble technology for things than it used to. Yes, we've lost impact resistance here, but there is more health on the emitter than the steel bumpers had previously. So, you know, it's resist reduce incoming damage or be able to absorb more flat out. Then again, if this gets knocked around too much, we lose our shield, which is not that good. There's a reason for this, though. So, this is on the front because I mounted on the back a nitro system. So we are catching a nitro booster on the back. At first I was afraid that this might be like when we hit the speed boost, or where we've got electrifying speed anomaly going on, like uncontrolled, but this is actually like hold down while doing it, and it stops as soon as you release the button, so it's like it's a speed boost on demand kind of thing, which honestly is far more flexible. It doesn't quite have the same acceleration as the speed booster. I went out on the test track and actually gave it a quick look to figure out if I want to keep it or not. It doesn't quite have that, but I think it's capable of similar speeds, but it doesn't spin you out of control anything like as much. This is like the 4th storm since I've even started this particular play session. Just this 4th storm already. It's like they keep stopping and starting. I don't know why. Other thing, we have got the solar, yes, but as an alternative, we now have a mini turbine wind, which is ironically enough made out of trowel blades, which is a heavy item you wouldn't think would work, but it's a thing. We've got that as an alternative. We are going to do a further mod here, which is carburetor engine. Pull it out. So that's our rusty old carburetor engine, because we've got here a turbolight engine with glowy green bits. Very fancy. There we go, one turbolight engine. Better fuel economy and more horsepower. I think my darling will love having that under a hood. There we go. Yes, indeed. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and stash this one outside. Moving on to update news outside. You know how I've been diligently scavenging for spare parts, like vehicle parts and things like that? Well, I've got a second storage locker and it's basically almost full. Armoured doors and armoured panels all over the place. So I've actually got more of a stock than I realised going on. Well, this one now holds like equipment. You see there's a lead acid battery, the backseat tanks, lightning motor carburetor engines, and the off-road tyres. Wait, Iron Mark 3, why do you have off-road tyres? Just a second. There's more armour panels and things which are all sitting in this repair unit, so we are actually repairing far too slowly. We need more repair to keep on top of everything. I know, strange, huh? Why have I got the off-road tyres in storage? Because I've actually swapped them out. We've actually got all-terrain tyres, very fancy. Slightly less performance off-road, which is single A rather than double A, but they have an A instead of a B for road traction, and they have an A for waterboarding as well, like wet condition traction as well. So these guys are like all around pretty darn solid. And I was only able to make them because of that trip through the Scorch and getting the Scorch's rare resources and making carbon fibre panels for them. Which, by the way, has spent up basically. I'm out of material to make another wheel. I can't make any more of them right this moment. Not because of the rare materials, I think. Yeah, I'm out of fabric again. I wish I knew where to get more fabric, but it's just from buildings as far as I'm aware. Anyway, that's that. Moving on, we have got to take the impulse emitter off. Oops. And actually, once we took the limb shield in the car trunk, okay. Nice. You know, about that radio message, I was actually very surprised Francis suddenly just turned up without any kind of announcement, so I feel like there might be a missing message there or something. Or maybe because I was able to craft the shield immediately, so I missed Francis finally coming back as we were talking to people, but he just suddenly there, nobody commented on anything, and he was hesitant but agreed to help. Good to hear him back though. Anyway, moving on. Because there's one last bit of news in here as well, which is the Arc Dock. I actually finally figured that one out. So yeah, it didn't do anything obvious, I didn't know why, but it's like every time I've reconfigured, apparently I've not needed to scroll this trying to find stuff, because now I've got too many abilities installed, but if you scroll down, Arc Dock. Limb Enhanced First Aid on the go, so it's actually an active ability. Actually, that means another question. Could I use the Arc Dock to burn off excess stored energy if I'm holding too much of one type of energy I want to free up storage for another? I probably could, using that. It's something I've wanted for quite a while. Anyway, Limb Shield, a powerful protective physical shield. Select that. Yes, you're on shift. Oh, it's a toggle on and off, rather than a burst. Ooh, look at that. My darling has force fields. Okay, it probably wants me to store that in the trunk to avoid risk of damage on the way out, though. But 0.25 consumption is actually really low if it's kind of physical resistance thing. The front bumper has 50, 20, 10. Does Limb Shield inherently have that? Actually, I should probably check. Limb Shield has 70, doesn't inherently have resistance. I think that's purely because of what it's getting from adjacent parts. Now that said, why is that getting... Actually, yeah, I should check. I can compare it to the insulated panel, actually. Insulated panel is getting from double, so it should be getting 30%, 15. Well, the hood panel is plus 20, plus 10, plus 50. Plus 20, plus 10, plus 50. Yeah, it's getting the bonuses from the adjacent panels. That one is. And yes, just throwing it on the floor doesn't actually do anything. So you know, it doesn't damage anything. Well, actually having equipment front mounted does actually benefit from that as well. I did not know that happened. So this Limpulse emitter isn't actually as vulnerable as I thought it was. We could have had a funky techno car a lot sooner, actually. The Limb Shield saying it boosts physical resistance, but I don't think it might not do what the Limb Shield does, which is dislodge stuff that's locked, that's attached to you. Wait, why am I holding the blueprint? I don't want the blueprint. Ew. I will leave behind, I think, the emergency headlight, because I am carrying some extra headlights anyway. So I might as well. And then that can go straight into there. There we go.
Nice work on that limb shield driver. We'll have the power grid prepped by the time you reach the old wall.
Okay, so they're going to do that, and its goal is literally to reach the first crossing point. I don't want that blueprint. Why has it kept the blueprint? No, it's never kept any of the blueprints. That's weird, that. But there we go. And I'll stash the extra headlight in here. So I've got extra headlights, I've got extra supplies, I've got things. Okay, moving on. Wow, I spent a bunch of time in the garage actually today. Unusual amount of time. My car, though, is fully ready to go with one exception, which is quirks. Yes, I know. I've in the last few episodes I've been showing like me fixing quirks and things. And this time, actually, I've got a quirk I think I want to keep because it actually benefits my playstyle. I know, it's strange, huh? But I did diagnose the two quirks I had at the end of last time, and one of them is a keeper, at least for me. Right, so, here we go. This one I want to fix. Just because why not? Battery increase, radio changes volume. Doesn't affect me because, you know, I don't really use the in-car radio, so I might as well fix that. But you can see what the other one is. Number 2. Radio stays off, headlight brighten. So I'm keeping that because since I don't use the radio, I run without it. Which is honestly needless because, well, it's probably needless because I think we're in a streamer-friendly mode. For a call, subtitles are on, streamer safe mode, yeah, so copyrighted music on the car radio is actually blocked anyway, so I could be playing that. But since I don't when I don't have it on though, that quirk means that my headlights are actually brighter when my radio's off. So that combined with these bio lights, which are actually, I've noticed, flat out a good chunk brighter than the other two types of light I've got access to, the normal and the insulated lights, means that these are probably about as bright as your lights can get. Not too shabby. Anyway, that's everything. I'm currently ready to go. I have got 4 packs of bolts on me, because remember I've got a locker full of bolts over there. I've got an extra shelf of bolts in here as my storage space is once again running out. This is basically most of my empty space now, just that bit and a little bit there. I don't want these. I get way too much scrap. So I'm just going to scrap it completely because if you throw raw resources into this, it just destroys them. Which is fine because I want to get rid of them. So, anyway, route plan. What we're going to do today, I think it's going to be a single outing day this time around. So it wants us to get to... Oh, actually, it wants us to get to over here. No, wait, no. It wants us to get over here from here, which we already revealed. We could actually make the run to that and then push deeper, but again, it's like a recording time issue. So instead, I need to visit... the Myers anyway to get access to some more, I think it's swamp coral of all things. I'll double check in a second. So I'm looking at that one. It's not letting me select that one, but there is actually another one up this way, actually. Fuel evaporation, lovely. The Warrens. Unknown, but it seems like lots of rabbits. Oh, this one's got heavy fog, so I can reveal that one over there in the Warrens, or these two up here, which are both in the Scorch. Let's double check. I actually want the materials for my clothing upgrades. Stiff suit requires fabric, can't do that. Olympian fragments don't have that. Red balloons. Wait, we're going to get balloons at some point? Ugh. Carbon fibers needs cloth. Balloon fragments. Grip gloves requires marsh eggs. You need, yeah, that's what I need, marsh eggs. Then swamp coal for the anti-theft backpack and the grip gloves. I want those because then that'll stop. I think those little tree things, they can actually nick stuff out of my backpack and my hands. Or something else can. I'm not entirely sure, but it's better to head off if I can. So marsh eggs and swamp coal, I need both. A couple of hundred of both. Well, you know what I feel. You know how I feel about the swamp coal minigame. Yeah. Not a very good minigame, that swamp coal one. Anyway. 2 destinations planned out. I guess let's pick this one as well. But my plan is to E7. Hang on. Damp forest, blistering wood. Is it blistering wood just a burnt wood? So there's multiple biomes around actually that I wasn't really thinking about. I mean, you are... Well, actually, you're serum, so you're a settlement. Unknown. You are also some kind of settlement location. I mean, up there is unknown, but that's like where Red Meadows is. Ah, interesting. So we actually know there's some kind of settlement I've not actually been sent to over there in F3. I need to do some exploring. But yeah, that's the purpose of today, actually. I'm going to go to E7, G9, and then off to C5. So we're going to get a good chunk of normal energy, and we're going to get some unstable energy as well. We don't have much corrupted energy, which we're kind of getting towards in the tech tree now. Anyway. I am sorry, that's like 20 minutes or thereabouts in the actual... Oops. I need to remap the limb shield again, the limb pulse emitter. Yes, thank you. And I don't think I'm going to miss it, but I've still got that handbrake installed. But it's one of those things I barely touch. Look, jumping jacks I use sometimes, resource radar I use sometimes. But having them fitted, I can actually remap them if I need to. So I could actually take, like, the jumping jacks to leave all space because that's like jumping like third-person games and things. I'm used to that one. Control is, well, shift is being left as the impulse because that's where I'm used to it. Control is the nitro boost. F I could swap around if I need to activate different abilities on my car. So that's okay, actually. Anyway, let us roll. We're probably going to be rolling into a nighttime situation, so I'll have to take off the solar panel when I get there. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is more of a chill, updating kind of one, because I'm not planning to hit the objective this time out. We'll just see how we go. Oh, I can feel the difference on the power already. This car is definitely accelerating faster, going faster too. That engine upgrade seems like it's done the business. Okay, where do I want to hit? I could actually go through G1 to get there even faster and explore another location too. The only thing is I'd have to go through Anchor Obfuscation. I reckon I'll go this way and get more guaranteed normal energy. Yeah, let's do this one. Just checking. There's low atmospherics. No real resources to speak of. Nothing unusual. Okay. Okay, it's still daytime. That's good. There's a couple of buildings I can hit relatively close by. That's also good. Looks like it's getting towards evening though. Something I forgot to mention is after the last time and my experience with the renewable power sources, it's like they don't say like they do very much, but intermittent use, that's okay. Oh, hello.
Hoppy, I gotta ask, were you around when the old wall was nearly breached?
You want to know if I was involved?
I mean, sure. No one knew more about where anomalies came from than you. Heck, I mean, you know, the only reason anyone knew anything about anomalies was because of the research branch that you four started to build.
Yes, and we developed ways to prevent anomalies, not create them.
You can't prevent something if you don't know where it's created in the first place.
So you did pick up a thing or two around us scientists.
Oh wow. Oppie doing a side-handed compliment. Wow. And yeah, with how interested Tobias is, it'd be surprising if he didn't pick up a thing or two from being around scientists. Yep, he's really into the science kind of things. Anyway, that's a doctor. Oh.
All I know is, Arda didn't give two craps about anomaly prevention. You fought uphill the entire way.
Never thought I'd see the day where you'd sugarcoat anything coming out of your mouth. The Harmonic Disruption Research Lab was an abject failure. No, I wasn't involved, but I stood by and let it happen. By that point, the LIM project was in a bad way. Either it found a breakthrough and justified the government resources it was sucking up, or the entire project was put down. Everything depended on this technological quantum leap that evaded us for decades. In response, all good sense went straight out the window. For every wonder pulled out of thin air, LIM technology conjured increasingly greater horrors. But it was done in the name of progress, and we were powerless to stop it. The Harmonic Disruption Research Branch was all I could do to soften the atrocities Arda unleashed in the name of progress. I tried to clean up my mess, but I failed.
Oh yeah, Arda and scientists unleashing things in the name of progress. That's the kind of risk of like technology beyond the ability of people to use it responsibly. And yes, I have instant regrets of not fixing that whole brightness thing, because I didn't really appreciate how bright it would be. So I am remounting my insulated lights, thank you very much. It's so bright I couldn't even see properly. Replace all the car's original parts. I've done that long ago. I don't know why that achievement just popped now. But yeah, it is getting towards night time though. Right. Oh, that's a power gen. So yeah, Tobias made a good point. To stop something is very helpful if you actually know where it's coming from in the first place, or how it can be forming. And yeah, that was definitely a very smart observation of him. Cause and effect. If you don't know the cause, then doing things to change the effect are exponentially harder. More resources. I will take you because I do actually steadily still burn through electronics and things. Some of my kits actually need that stuff. I think I lost a piece. I don't know. Anyway, that's all that. So, I wasn't expecting to get radio messages coming through, but I still feel like we're missing the one where Francis actually came back out of his room and re-engaged with everyone. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure where that one is meant to be in the whole proceeding of things. Unless he came out between messages, but then that doesn't feel as satisfying because it's not got the player involved in witnessing it happening. He was just gone one message and then reappeared the next. That's not so good. Not so good. Wait up, what was that? Oh, it's just a bollard. I saw the ground shifting. It's like, hang on, is that a new anomaly I don't know about? No, it's one that I actually do know about. Ah, well. It was worth a quick look anyway. And yeah, having those bioluminous ones are great, but not paired with that quirk that boosts the volume. And I think my solar panel's not actually... Yeah, my solar isn't actually working anymore. So time to dismount that. Just to give you a look. See, this is the wind turbine, the mini turbine bit. those are very much trowel blades, or just like little shovel blades, as you can see that. Very thick metal. It's like, it shouldn't be working, but then again, the storms do have some decent wind speeds in the zone, so that might be the only reason it even works. You know? Oh, wow, this road is mucked up. Ugh. Without nitro, I'm flying. I'm really flying, even without it. Oh, this light engine is actually. Oh wow. In fact, I feel like I'm slightly out of control compared to how it was before. Now, I don't want to hit the boost though because I am on dirt road. That's a slight bump there. I definitely have to be more careful, especially on. Whoa! Yeah! Oops. See what I mean? If there's in poor traction area, I'm actually a bit too powerful. I think that was a steel car next to me there, actually. Yeah, let's check that car. Alrighty, so, zone is collapsing. This engine is very useful. We are well on our way to getting out of here. So, at current rate of storm progression, I am not concerned in the least. I'm actually more concerned about staying on these dirt roads and continuing to control myself around anomalies. I've got to remember, I think, yeah, collision damage with trees and things, momentum is a factor in how much damage you actually take. So, got to be aware that with my increased acceleration and speed, losing control is actually more dangerous for my vehicle damage-wise. Ooh, we got ourselves onto a log too. Off the job number 9. Okay, let's take us a little read. Give me a second. Get in. Turn the light off. Hi. Hi? Why have you guys all suddenly just turned up like that? Is that a random thing that can happen? Just like random packs of Minutemen? Sorry, not Minutemen. Like, collectors can just turn up targets at your current location. Because I feel like that might be what just happened. Yeah, they're going back and forth exactly where I was parked. How very friendly of them. I didn't know that was a thing that could happen. Oh, that's the thing there. Okay, right. Park up. Turn off. Let's see, logbook, here we go. Right, so, off the job. Last off the job, apparently, I've missed all the others. This Monday morning, I was assigned to file the last of the expansion inventory. By Friday afternoon, I was ready to quit my job. Quite the change, right? Let me explain. The inventory documents for the expansion contain every possible piece of paperwork dealing with where the new wall will lie. That's maps, topographical analyses, and even census data. Turns out that this also includes all the paperwork to do with either buying out or kicking out every single person affected. Oh. I've no idea we were doing this, and believe me, that's a lot of people. It took me at least 6,000 homes, and I don't even know how many individual human beings that must be. This summary also shows how the new wall will pass through a reservation, before noting that all this also happened with our previous expansion. So this is the second time it's happening. Then, in the attached minutes from the review meetings, all those redacted R&D management types are saying that none of this is a problem, that the government has done it countless times before, that they already have all the strategies ready to counter resistance. Turns out they share best practices for this stuff all the time. And I feel like I've been naive all along. Because of course that's true. The zone is just one more example of something that I guess we've been experts in for a while now. It's a different sort of justification for the same kind of treatment perpetuated again and again. Well, I won't be part of it anymore. I won't be a cog in that machine. While I don't know yet the best way to push back against all this, I'm sure as hell going to start by cutting ties, and if Arda deems my basic grad school legal skills good enough to help them with these efforts, maybe those same skills might just help those whose lives have been uprooted. Okay, so it mentioned people being displaced, homes being destroyed. But this was happening to like thousands upon thousands upon thousands, and they were just like, we've done this before. We've got best practices in place for overcoming resistance and getting them out of there. Not just buying them out, but forcing them out as well. So that is actually not good. That's kind of underhanded. And yeah, it is the same cycle of things happening again that we thought were left in the past, but just find new ways to happen as new groups are identified to... Oops, wrong place. As new groups are identified to segregate off and be dealt with. What the... What do you... Hey, no. Do you mind? Do you mind? I don't even know where you came from. I think you're one that spawned because I grabbed the energy from it. At least my car was in park, so you didn't actually do much, but still. If my car had been left in drive, that would have been a serious problem, and that thing would have had no resistance. I will check out the lab on my way out as well. Okay, so. Arda secretive! All power lies at the top. Whoa! What did I even crash into? There's that sword blade, right. You know what, I'm going to wander over there and see if I can scan this thing. Is that what just came down? What the heck? What? What is this? Is this one of those remote delivery pods that was mentioned? Yeah, there's something from Arda. Can't do anything with it. Advanced Reconnaissance Development Agency. Oh, so that's what ARDA stands for. Oh, payload. Here we go. Right, okay, let's see. Right, I had to find the angle for it. When the sky turns against the zone and its residents, as it so often does, sometimes it comes bearing gifts. Gifts, you say? You say gifts, but what does that even mean? What's all? It was a payload, wasn't it? Payload? Payload. I'm not sure where it is. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Right. Ooh, puncture poop time. Okay. Repair buddies. All sorts of gifts. Oh yes, indeed. I'm actually kind of glad I stopped and checked that. I've been avoiding those whenever I see them because I thought they were radiation sources, but no, it's actually something really good. Note to self, if you see those in the future, go check them out. They are very nice. Puncture-proof tyres. First one I've ever had of that. The question is, how much did the storm cause up on us? Because I think what happened was the first few times I saw one of those things, when I hopped out, it turned out they were in radiation zones. So I thought, oh, they're a radiation source, and there's a warning diameter around them, so stay clear. But it's actually an anomaly that can get dropped in on you, and it's actually something good. And I shouldn't have been avoiding them. I literally thought they were like flaming towers of doom or something like that. Oops. Oh, I forgot I was holding that. Okay. Anyway, just check this building, hope you find some fabric, and then move on. Just have to break my way in. Yeah, we still got time. I found myself faced with a choice. I can head on to the blistering woods, or I can divert to G1, because I didn't realise this before I set out, but that has actually got unstable energy in it. Same amount as energy as G9, but it's unstable rather than stable, actually, so... E7 was also rated as low. I wish I could see how much energy I've actually got in stock right now. That'd be nice. But no. Anchor obfuscation. That's the one drawback. Anchor obfuscation. We'd have to search for the anchors. Actually, I've got that anchor radar in the back that I've never used at all. Swift storm as well, so I won't be there for long. Let's go for this one. Yeah, let's try this out. Let's see what it is like. I'll actually have to use that anchor radar in the back, which I've found no use for until now, really. Maybe this is why it even exists, to deal with times where you can't find the anchors. Okay, here we go. Anchor obfuscation. Increased magnetic interference in the zone. Signatures of this part of the zone are indistinct. It'll be hard to precisely locate them. Okay, so we do have an idea of their general location. We just don't know exactly where they are compared to usual. So the anchor radar still gets shiny, because you've got to remember this thing does have limited range on it. Okay. Though of course we've also got to remember this is paired with swift storms as well, so... oh no, they are moving. Oh no, they are moving. Let's head to the gas stop up here first. I follow the main road. And then we'll see how that goes, because that is actually far worse than that. At first I thought there wouldn't be any mark at all. Then it's like, oh, I can see them, okay. But then, after watching it for a moment, oh, it's moving. It's like, oh no. Also got electrified tourists in the area too. Not a biggie, that one. We don't have electrified acceleration, I don't think. Do we? I'm fairly sure we don't. Is this the... No, this is a parking area. Here's the gas station. Right. Actually, you know what? I think something would be very useful right about now. There is actually a roof-mounted floodlight which actually turns around following your aim. At least from the description it does that. Ooh, friendly dumpster. So that's something that could be kind of useful if it works while you're inside the car. So things like trying to figure out your way around. I've actually burned through a fair bit of fuel so far already, but then again. Okay, so the warnings have gone off already, so we've not even had a chance to really try and look around. There we go. Friendly dumpster was actually very friendly. Gave us a lot of stuff. Anything in here? Oh, there is a workbench. Not really need it. But I do have to decide though, do I actually want to check around and try to scan or not? I guess the question is, how quickly is the storm approaching? Because that alarm went off real quick. So, let's check ourselves the thing. Oh yeah, that's the flare the dumpster threw at us. Can't actually get in that side. Do I actually want these panels? Any I bring that are in decent nick. I don't have to. Actually, no. You know what? Let's just scrap them. Yeah, they're in bad nick anyway, so that's fine. Still, though, bad time to be trying to check out. The obfuscated anchors one with a swift storm, because swift storm is actually really doesn't give us much time to actually just putz around looking for stuff. Okay, right. Anchor scanner. Actually picked up something over in that direction. Pretty far out though, looks like barely within detection range. So how soon are we about to get evicted from the area? Well, I can barely navigate to my thing. Right, okay. Did I check? Yes, I did. Right. How are we looking? It says there's something out this way. We have enough time to divert and try to find one, I think. But that's about it. I've got to note the acceleration boost happens on reverse as well. See what I mean about the speed boost with the turbo though? In fact, I've massively overshot where I wanted to go. And there is supposedly maybe one nearby, actually. Let's stop here for a sec. Somewhere to the left of that, so somewhere around here, it looks like. Yeah, forgive me, I don't think I'm going to be going for that one. That is already way off-road into the actively unstable area. I'm not tempted, really. Don't get me wrong, they've got some rarer stuff in them, but... Ah, wait, no, I think I see it. Oopsie-daisy. Yeah, I think I saw it over here. I hear it too. There it is. Okay, I've actually found one. I don't think I really... If it wasn't unstable energy, I don't think I'd have bothered them, to be entirely honest with you. So a relatively straight run straight out of here. Go away. Yeah, I have no idea where the other one is, and that's used up maybe a third of my lot of time available before the area gets swamped. Actually, there might be one this way if I go off-road and get to it. Oh, that of course resist damage. I already used some repair putty and stuff to fix up my vehicle a bit. Let's see if we can get myself a bearing here. No reaction at all. If it is in this direction, it's outside of reach, which means it's going to be very close to the instability zone, so I might as well just turn around and leave, to be entirely honest with you. Oh yeah, unstable energy, yeah, shame, but at the same time it's like, ooh, I should check in here for fabric actually. I'd rather get out of here. So yeah, this is not my favourite way to scrape and scramble to find energy either. Yes, it's more exploratory in nature, but electrician's kit. Those are so rarely worth it. Yeah, outside of repairs, I just barely touch electrician kits either. I'm creating my own little. Oh, I actually accelerated that. Out-accelerated that. Engine upgrades. A+, definitely. Electrician's kits I only really use it fixing quirks, or sometimes to fix a device if it needs it. Apart from that, not really. That anchor locator, I've got it with me just in case, but I don't think I'll be actively using it to seek out stuff in zones like this, unless it's a rarer energy type, like I did with that last one, just because it was unstable energy rather than standard energy, you know? One of those tools I have limited use for in how I approach the game. Okay, unknown, but is perpetually stable, so since I'll be looking for, which is actually good, because if I'm looking for swamp coral, I want time to harvest it properly, sadly. Get off my car. I never realised that barnacles are definitely spewing rotten eggs. So, rotten eggs is the name of the corrosive chunks that get thrown around. And then it comes from multiple sources, or just might. Well, I don't think it appears randomly. Something else creates it, but rotten egg does actually come from other things. I thought that, well, I didn't realise it was a separate entity until like just now. Anyway, let's see. There is a recharge station. A couple of random structures. I think I'll head up to the main road again, actually. Oh, they're back again. Oh no, they're still distracted. Okay, give me. Let's just go. Actually, no. Apparently, it didn't need fixing with the electricity. Though we did get the first lab report though. Okay, let's see. In initial trials, the remote battery charger have been extremely encouraging. As predicted, the key mitigating factor is distance. Only charged in close proximity. Our success here, though, limited, does suggest a future in which we can make plugs and connectors obsolete. I remember maybe 10 years ago they were talking about, oh, we're going wireless charging, yay, it's going to be great and stuff like that, but it's like, it's not really panned out too well for consumer electronics and things, which is what they were on about 10 years ago. Somewhere around there. Ah well. Our success here though, limited, success future. Device to charge still needs to be nearby. In the short term, we can find applications for roll-on, roll-off battery recharging with vehicles, anything from cars to light aircraft, max proximity charging for handheld devices like radios, and make greater use of larger examples of field portable equipment. However, our ultimate goal still remains to remotely charge a device as far as our line of sight. Line of sight is massive. That's going to be pretty tricky. A car with a flat battery down the road, a cordless power tool half a mile away. Imagine that. Well, the question then is, how would you actually track who's charging what? And if you're like a power company, how do you be able to stop other people from just charging off your electric meter? I think that's probably half of why they've not really turned up. It's like, how would you control who has access to it? At least physical hardwiring, you actually have some semblance of control over that. Ah well, it's just one of those random things, really. So look, with Limtech, I guess it does seem more feasible because they're working with like remote energy projection anyway, in the forms of the waves and things. Ooh, actually, this is worth the electrician's kit to get in as well, because these usually have like a couple of chemicals and gas and things in them. So yeah, there we go. That makes the electrician's kit worth it. Look at it go! And yeah, the car is in park and it's still sliding around. We are in the middle of a windstorm. Oh yeah, look at that. Shame it doesn't really do much though. I think the best portable power source by far of the ones I've got available is still the precipitation one, which is during storms. I think that's flat out the best that I've got. But it's also, I think, well, its frequency depends on how disturbed the atmosphere of the target zone is, really. Anyway, I'm still losing power though, so I might have to do a battery jump the way things are going. Still no sign of any swamp coal or anything like that. Okay, anomaly encounters number 4. No, this isn't like that hat guy. This is something else. I've never seen the face. There's always a figure, a shadow, kind of fuzzy and grey. This doesn't sound like something I've come across. A bunch of us all have the same kind of dreams now. Oh, dreams. We'll be in the forest somewhere. The figure is always beside us, hard to see. It points towards something, and then when we wake up, there's always something where it had pointed. In the real-life version of that place. One time it was this nest of stuff like frog spawn. Another time it was the first crawler in the zone. And once it was what was left of Jack. Oh. Okay, so interesting that anomaly is like interacting and guiding them, but at the same time, what was left of Jack. So they also found that one time it pointed them to where one of their comrades had fallen, and what was left of him. Maybe that was that shadowy figure Jack? Not sure we'll ever get an answer to that one. Anyway, just going to charge the car because the weather's been so stable, I've not actually been able to charge up very much. So just getting some extra power charges is really good at it. There's actually a fuel thing here. So these things can sometimes have fuel supplies too. I didn't know that. Also, yeah, it's really hard to see when it's dark. I wish these things had actually some built-in lights. That'd be nice. Okay, Singly and Family, number 1. I did it. Singly and Family Hauling is back in business. Incredible. Just as our bills were due, nobody's hiring us anymore. All those big companies hiring college students to haul trash on the cheap. But they had no finesse, no care. They are about to shut me out of my father's business of 5 generations without a second thought. But not anymore. My wife will be so pleased. We have to be in Washington by Monday. Then the government will tell us where to go. They say they'll pay us and provide a house and food. For my entire family, my brothers, sisters, uncles, and their families too. Enough work for all of us. We are truly blessed. So the government actually got their own freight company, basically. And there's a lot of hotspots around the place. I don't think someone appreciates me being here. So all these freight vans being the same, apparently they're the same company. So the government actually found a company that was basically about to fail, threw them a lifeline at the opportune moment, and out of gratitude, that got them to move with no real questions asked, because the government provided everything they needed. Sneaky. Also, I regret to say, I've not really been having much luck. I've only found one spawn of marsh eggs, and I've not seen any swamp coal at all. This is the second limb projector in the area, though. Oh, hello, there's some swamp coal over that side, actually. A whole load of swamp coal. But there's also a barnacle right on top of it. Something to be wary of. Let's put my car behind this where it's nice and safe, because my car is, as you can see, I think thanks to all the hotspots, getting a little bit worse for wear. That doesn't explain why we find civilian vehicles, though. Like, so all these freight trucks have the same logo and stuff. It was all one company, one family-run company. Ah, swamp coal actually does have a marker. Wait, is that swamp coal or is that... Oh, it's swamp coal. Well, it is swamp coal, so I do need it, but it's like, yeah. At least it's a small cove, not rather than a massive forest of them. You know? And honestly, my car needs some patchwork urgently. Because all the repeated dips into hotspots seems to not be doing it much good. You're kidding, right? I've barely been here a few minutes and it's already dropped a load of hotspots on me. What is going on? Oh wait, is that wet? Okay. Get inside so I'm not dying from radiation. Log, but stats conditions. Oh, there we go. Wet. Dangerously moist. Recent liberal application of water means it's a little too conductive. Generally, we'll try to keep wet things away from electricity and vice versa. Okay. Well, not surprising it's wet, it's under the water at the moment, but yeah. I was parked here for less than a minute and hotspots popped up. Also, my back window seems to be busted. Is some entity chasing me with just throwing hotspots at me? I feel like that might be what's happening. Also, I appear to have run into a small bridge while I was at it as well. Okay. The door's in kind of bad nick. Yeah, see, everything's breaking because of all this. I think it was hotspots. I don't actually... Hotspots, I think, are corrosive, aren't they? Actually, I should double check that. Logbook, let me see. Hotspots. Hot dust, here we go. Radiation. Maybe radiation proofing on my car would be a really good idea. I mean, that's one of the... I have the tier of parts where radiation stuff is actually kicks in from. But I've not actually done anything with it. Oh no. That last one was just one tree by itself, that was fine. This one is an entire cove of them. Yeah, well... It's not going to get better from wait, am I? Is this a radiation zone too? Dang it! Congrats, Pacific Drive. You actually made this minigame worse for me. Because they're now slowly dying as I try to get through all of this.
Here comes the storm, and she doesn't look happy.
Thanks, Oppie. I wonder, when Oppie says that, does that mean it's actually going to be an unusually bad storm coming in? Is it unusually quick? I mean, I don't think it means that. No, that looks about normal. Well, as normal as the collapsing bubble of localized reality could possibly look, but you know. Charge. Oh, I'm out of power. Ooh. On the plus side, I think I'm actually getting. There. My hood. Those things really hurt. I think I'm getting power from my wind generator just from driving at speed, but it doesn't generate much. So one by itself isn't actually enough to keep me charged at all. Yeah, it's not the wind generator's not very good. Let's be honest. Anyway, here we go.
Good. You're back safe.
Oppie's starting to care. Is that alright that I feel like that might be a sign of concern? A sign of concern? I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, my car is once again heavily battered. Oh, actually, hang on. Hang on. That's a warning light on the engine. My shiny new engine. This is its first trip out, I remind you. Shorted out spark plug. The timing's off. A plug is either shorted out or fouled and should replace as soon as possible. Until then, this finely tuned finance engine will be out of sync, and this could affect speed, acceleration, and even battery consumption. It's time to pull out a repair kit. Fix with repair kit. Okay. Another use for repair kit. The previous engine didn't have any kind of issue with this, actually. I should probably mention, but yeah. I've got a mechanics kit, I've got a repair putty, which I'm going to need. Got pearl, got all sorts of doodads in here. More important though, I have got marsh eggs and swamp coral. Not in staggering amounts, but I got a fair chunk of them. Let's check the logbook. What do the notes say? Because I want to see what kind of damage I took as well. Right, so I did use a battery jumping kit during that, but yeah, I needed that to actually keep my power up. Some storm duration, not really exposed to the storm. Top speed 109. Car airborne time 0.41 seconds. 80 destroyed trees. Triggered quirk 52. I'm guessing that's that's probably another quirk. I don't know what it is yet. Okay, car took damage mostly from impacts and a good chunk from radiation. Well, almost all of my damage taken was from radiation. So yeah, radiation protection, probably something worth looking into. Also searching around for like swamp eggs and swamp coral and marsh eggs. I'm guessing that's where the water tyres might become in more useful as well, because I was spending a fair chunk of time in the water in that one. Anyway, let's see. It's not an international incident if we don't tell anyone. There's lots of Canadians in the world. Who's going to miss 3? Oh dear. That's not promising, is it? Okay, yeah, radiation. Personal radiation is bad, but I've already got... No, I took that damage and I've already got level 2. which is like 40% resistance. Though if I get radiation suits, if it's below, I think it's like below 2.5k, any level below 2.5 gets blocked. Does that include 2.5? Because a lot of the common stuff when radiation issue is flat out 2.5, so I'm hoping that gets blocked. Anyway, carbon fiber shirts, piercing resistance, grip gloves. I need a whole load more marsh legs than I actually came across. Dang it. Okay. Let's get the checklist. Let's see what's going on. And look at this car. Very badly battered. Wounds, yes please. Charge a battery, yes please. Repairs at 66%. Remember, this wasn't even a special run out somewhere, so this is just flat old run and my car is torn up. I think there's no such thing as simple runs as the runs get longer, is there? Not really. You're being very generous today, friendly dumpster. Giving me scrap, the exact thing that I do not need. Fabric, and is that repair, buddy? That I do need, thank you. Anything else? No. Okay, so I didn't really lose anything. I got hammered, but I not lost anything, so the dumpster's not being very giving. Anyway, what do I think about the nitro and the things? I didn't really use the nitro, to be honest with you. I tapped it once or twice out of curiosity, but it's like, I just wasn't using it. The speed boost for my engine was enough. So yeah, I think I'll actually uninstall the nitro, put the limb shield back on the rear bumper where it's a lot safer, because I had to fix this thing several times during the trip. And install something a bit sturdier up front here. Damage reduction does seem to be a bit more useful than total damage absorbed. Because I hit a lot of stuff and this thing was at risk of breaking multiple times. Shame about the engine developing a fault straight away though, but... Oh, my battery isn't even fully charged. There we go. I'm guessing I've got some more quirks, but yeah, with that said, we've made it back. Glad Francis is back on the radio, but yeah, there's something unknown here. Okay. Glad Francis is back on the radio, even though it's I think I'm missing a piece of the picture there. But that is it for this video. So we made it back in. This has been I'm3. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel. Gives me those virtual headbutts I also crave. And we'll catch you all some other time. I think next part of this I will actually... Oh dear. So both routes through to where I actually want to go are completely jammed up with severe hazards. C4 in particular. Anchor party. Contact is crammed with anchors. That's why it says a lot of unstable energy to be had there. That has corrupted energy in the following zone. Anchor party, virulent acid. That means that probably corrosive is going to be really bad. And swift anchor party. The anchor party was tempting me, but the swift storm. Swift storm is not good. Anyway, yeah, enough. I'll investigate the rest of these and sort that out during my tinkering time afterwards. So yeah, see you all later.